You know, it's part of where I come from. You know, being Barapa and the connection and doing something good to, you know, get the wetlands back up to where it was, hopefully.
So I'm Damien Cook from Ricali Consulting and Wetland Revival, and I'm here today planting with the Barapa guys. We're as you can see, we're at second marsh at the Ritchie Marshes, and there's been a lot of red gum death here, and so and also the death of the emong or Acacia stenophila, which is the other species that occurred through these wetlands. And the reason those trees died, it's probably twofold impact. First thing was a whole lot of irrigation that occurred out to the east of here. Another thing that happened was there was a sill or a weir built across the outlet of the Avoca River, and that held water back in the whole wetland system for up to 5 or 6 years. All these trees would have been standing in water. And so red gums are pretty tolerant of flooding. They can usually survive a 2 or 3 year flood, pretty much no worries. But like all woody species of trees and shrubs, they need some oxygen down around their root system. So there's been a vast improvement in the way that irrigation water is delivered, and so there's a lot more drip irrigation happening now. So the water tables have actually dropped away quite significantly. Obviously, having live trees is a really important thing in a wetland like this for the water birds. So, I mean, even the dead trees do provide habitat, so there's hollows there for ducks to nest in and things like that. But when the trees are alive and they've got a nice shady canopy, that makes it even better for a lot of the water birds like darters and cormorants and herons that like to nest in those trees with the water underneath them. Well, I think it's just great to get the Barapa guys out working on their country. They're all really into it and they have a good time out here. But they do really care about their country, and they I think it's a great it's a good opportunity for them to get some work and to work on their country and do something that's a positive healing process.
I think this is quite important for future generations, just to regenerate flora and fauna. Yeah, well, I've got kids at home, so if I can sort of pass that knowledge on to those kids, it's all good.
Oh, we're planting these little trees, these saplings, to re-veg, get our growth going back. As you can see, I think from the early 70s to the 80s, they mismanaged a lot of the water and the floods. Otherwise, all these trees would have been here, and so we're just replanting and re-vegging to get the growth going again. If you actually look at it, probably you'll come back, and I'll just say to my grandkids, say, "Oh, we'll bring them out of here, show them country, and say this is where I planted." So I don't know how the growth of these trees are, but in a couple of years we'll come back and have a look, and then my grandkids come back later on, and then the next lot, and they can say, that we planted these.
My role on the project is to just help with revegetation for the CMA and Barapa, just to get more of the plant life or the wildlife to grow and that. Why do I do this work? For the pretty much the environment, cultural significance, and just to take care of the land. That's my real reason.
I guess just planting trees, whether it's your red gums, your wattles, your black box. That's pretty much it, just planting our trees and trying to rejuvenate and replenish this water belt, the wetlands. It's part of where I come from. Being Barapa and the connection and doing something good to, get the wetlands back up to where it was, hopefully.
Well, it just gives us, you know, something to, you know, fall back on and, you know, be proud of. Something you've done something for, you know, the local community, I suppose. And as I keep harking on it, but you know, if you pass that on to your children, then they'll pass it on to theirs, and so on and so forth.
Oh, personally, I got a lot of self-esteem, a lot of identity, a lot of relating to all this. A lot of joy, a lot of frustration too, I suppose. A lot of frustration about what's happened to all these forests, the grasslands, what's happening with all these weeds, you know, invasive plants. Also, so that's why we're doing the planting. So, but hopefully, even with the rabbits and or the controlling of the area. So, I actually see that hopefully one day, if we keep on continuing to do this work, that we'll have our own park rangers driving around and doing all this stuff.
What I've gotten out of it is just a sort of stronger connection with family, knowing the importance of taking care of most of the sites and knowing the history and looking after it, passing it on.
At the moment I'm studying, studying law at Deakin Uni, but I've never really done stuff, planting trees and that. So I guess that's what I get out of it too, is not just learning about what was out here before, but getting around and seeing all the history, and so it's good in that sense. You know, it's part of where I come from. You know, being Barapa and the connection and doing something good to, you know, get the wetlands back up to where it was, hopefully.
It's also about, you know, if I see the scar trees, and I see you can actually figure out with the work that we've done through the whole program, not just the planting, but you can see where my mob would have been living and thriving within this area.
Just being a part of something good that, you know, in a place with so much history for my people, you know, just these scar trees and where people used to roam in the middens and all this stuff. Yeah, so I'm just proud that I've got to do something good for my mob.
When you look out here and you see all these, you know, dead trees and whatever else, and you think, what was it like back in the day type thing? So it gives you food for thought in any case. It's hard to describe, but yeah, it's more spiritual, I think.